Today, we are going to learn English through a true and powerful life story. This is the story of a man who suffered greatly, yet chose forgiveness over hatred. This is the story of Nelson Mandela. Chapter 1. A Child Born to Lead. Nelson Rolihlahla Mandela was born on July 18, 1918, in a small village called Mvezo in South Africa. He was born into a royal family. His father was a chief and advisor to the king. The name Rolihlahla means troublemaker in his native language, Xhosa. As a young boy, Nelson lived a simple life. He herded cattle, listened to elders, and learned the values of respect and courage. After his father died, Nelson was sent to live with the Tembu regent, who believed strongly in education. This decision changed Nelson's life forever. Chapter 2. Education and Awakening. Nelson attended mission schools, where a teacher gave him the English name Nelson. At school, he was intelligent and curious, but he also began to notice something painful. Black people were treated unfairly. They had fewer rights. They were forced to obey unjust laws. Later, Nelson attended the University of Fort Hare, one of the few universities for black students. There, he joined student protests against unfair school rules. Because of this, he was expelled. This moment taught him a hard lesson. Standing for justice often has a cost. Chapter 3. A Young Man in Johannesburg. Nelson moved to Johannesburg, a busy city full of opportunity and inequality. He worked small jobs while studying law. Eventually, he became one of South Africa's first black lawyers. As a lawyer, he helped people who had no voice. At the same time, he joined the African National Congress, also known as the ANC. South Africa was ruled by apartheid, a cruel system that separated people by race. Under apartheid, black people were treated as strangers in their own country. Nelson Mandela decided this system must end. Chapter 4. From Peaceful Protest to Prison. At first, Mandela believed in peaceful protest. He organized marches, boycotts, and acts of civil disobedience. But the government responded with violence. Many protesters were arrested or killed. Mandela then believed that peaceful protest alone was not enough. He helped form an armed group that attacked government buildings, not innocent people. In 1962, Mandela was arrested. In 1964, during the famous Rivonia trial, he gave a speech that shocked the world. He said, "I have fought against white domination, and I have fought against black domination. It is an ideal for which I am prepared to die." He was sentenced to life imprisonment. Chapter 5. 27 years behind bars. Nelson Mandela spent 27 years in prison. Most of that time was on Robben Island, a cold and lonely prison. Life there was very hard. He worked long hours. He was poorly fed. He was separated from his family. But prison did not break him. Instead, Mandela grew stronger. He studied, he taught other prisoners, and he learned to control his anger. Even prison guards began to respect him. He believed that hatred destroys the hater first. Chapter 6. Freedom and Forgiveness. By the late 1980s, the world was pressuring South Africa. Apartheid could no longer continue. In 1990, after 27 long years, Nelson Mandela was released from prison. People expected revenge, but Mandela chose forgiveness. He worked with President F.W. de Klerk to peacefully end apartheid. Their cooperation saved the country from civil war. In 1993, they won the Nobel Peace Prize. Chapter 7. A President for All. In 1994, South Africa held its first democratic election. For the first time, black and white citizens voted together. Nelson Mandela became the first black president of South Africa. As president, he did not seek power. He sought unity. He invited former enemies to work together. He showed the world that true leadership is about service. Chapter 8. A Legacy That Lives On. After one term, Mandela stepped down peacefully. He spent his later years supporting education, peace, and the fight against HIV/AIDS. Nelson Mandela died on December 5, 2013, at the age of 95. But his message lives on. He taught us that courage is choosing peace, forgiveness is strength, freedom belongs to everyone. Nelson Mandela's life reminds us that even in darkness, hope can grow, and that one person with courage and compassion can change the world.